Yeah, so today we were making pork slider sandwiches. Not cooking it, but I'm going to be putting a kit together for commodity food clients. So I will be putting together all their ingredients for their kits today. But if I were at home, I'd probably slow cook a pork roast all day long along with my ingredients, which is root beer. It's one of my marinating things that I put in my pork roast. Okay, so right now I'm going to get all the seasonings ready for our to add into our pork, pre-cooked pork that Commodity Foods give out to their commodity food clients. Okay, we got garlic powder, we got seasoning salt, onion salt, and chili powder. So if you don't got fresh garlic at home, you can go ahead and use garlic powder. So one of the most important ingredients that we're going to be using today is garlic powder. It's one of the most important ingredients to put into your pork. And we're putting in 1 tablespoon. Okay, and we got seasoning salt here. We're going to use a tablespoon of that too. Okay, next is onion salt. I'm not going to be putting too much of that in because we already added seasoning salt, so I'm only going to put a teaspoon of onion salt in there. Okay, we're going to put a tablespoon of chili powder inside the pork, and it's one of the most important ingredients that you have to use. Yes, I put all of my ingredients all in one bag. So I'm going to mix it up real good. So when you're at home, do the same thing, mix it up. And then put it into your barbecue pork that you get from Commodity Foods. If you want, you know, usually I marinate mine and I put root beer in my barbecue pork when I'm at home cooking. So if you want, you can marinate it with the root beer and all your seasoning for 2 hours. And then cook it after that. This is your Commod pulled pork. So when you're at home, you want to make sure that you take this out and defrost it. Put it in a bowl, and then we're going to add all the seasonings to it that I just showed you how to prepare. As we continue to cook with Commods, we have our Commod pulled pork here, and then our seasoning. Of course, remember I told you put as much seasoning as you would like in there. It's depending how spicy you like your food here. So this is all you got to use at home to put into your pulled pork. That's all right, it'll still taste good. But when I'm at home and I want to make a good pulled pork sandwich, I put 1/3 of a cup of chicken broth in there, in the bowl with the pulled pork, along with some brown sugar. You want to put probably like about 1/3 of a cup of that too. Then we got some honey. You want to put at least a tablespoon of honey in there. Great. Say you don't have any barbecue sauce at home, and you have ketchup in your fridge. You got brown sugar in your cupboard, and you got honey. Now this is how you make a barbecue sauce at home. You want to do at least a cup of ketchup, and you want to do 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Then you want to do probably a good tablespoon of honey. Mix it up. That's your barbecue sauce. Commod pulled pork that you get is already pre-cooked. So basically, when you're cooking this at home, you're gonna you just gotta make sure you cook it to where it gets real nice and hot. So if you're gonna cook a pork roast at home, you have to slow cook it from up to 4 to 6 hours. in a slow cooker or in the oven. So when you're at home cooking the pulled pork, this is the size pot that we would use to cook our pulled pork in. So you probably want to cook it for at least a half hour to 45 minutes to make sure it gets nice and hot. So when you're at home cooking your pulled pork, make sure as you're cooking it, you're stirring it. I always use a wooden ladle when I'm at home. You know, make sure you're constantly stirring it like every couple minutes to make sure that it doesn't stick to the pot. And then after it's done, put it on your buns and enjoy your meal. Okay, so we're going to get our kits ready for our commodity food clients. This is all the ingredients that I just went over to you guys with. This is what you will be taking home with you. You know, the seasoning and pulled pork. And then all this is what you're taking home. Cook your pork slider sandwiches. Hi,